Hello everyone, this is Anjali Tyagi. Today I am going to give you the summary of the chapter A Triumph of Surgery, which has been taken from Footprints Without Feet, book of class 10th. So first of all, let's know about the author. James Alfred Waite, who was born on 3rd October 1916 and died on 23rd February 1995. Known by the pen name James Herriot, was a British veterinary surgeon and writer who used his many years of experiences as a veterinary surgeon to write a series of books, each consisting of stories about animals and their owners. He is the best known for these semi autobiographical works, beginning with If Only They Could Talk in 1970, which spawned a series of movies and television series. Introduction of the chapter. Apparently, this is a simple story with simple subject. It touches a very sensitive issue of handling of loved ones by their elders. It is the duty of the elders to take care of the necessities. Nurturing the needs of their beloved is their duty. But they should know when to stop. But if we try to read between the words, the story has much significance for our life as well. One could see many kids who are overweight and spoiled because their parents just try to meet every demand of the kid. As a result, the kid develops into a couch potatoes. The story starts with these words. The narrator starts telling us that how he was worried about Tricky, a pet dog. The narrator, Mr. Herriot, stops his car as he sees Tricky with his mistress on the road. As the narrator is shocked to see Tricky because he looks like a blotted sausage. It means very fatty. He has become very fat. His eyes are red and watery. Mrs. Pumphrey, Tricky's owner, starts giving explanations. She told Mr. Herriot that she thought that Tricky was malnourished because he did not have any energy and excitement. She told him that she used to give him malt, cod liver oil, and a bowl of Horlicks at night, apart from his regular meals, so that he could sleep at night. Although she gave him so much to eat, she says that she doesn't give him much to eat. Then the narrator asks her if she had cut down on his sweets as he had asked her to do so, which she replies that she did it for a while, but she felt that he was getting weaker, because of which she had to stop being so harsh with him. Also, she says that she is unable to refuse him cakes and chocolates as those were his favorite things. Then the narrator understood Tricky's problem. The dog was very greedy and could eat at any time of the day. He did not know how to say no to food when his stomach was full. The narrator also thought to himself of all the things that Mrs. Pumphrey would not have mentioned, which she fed Tricky. Again, the narrator asked Mrs. Pumphrey whether Tricky was exercising, to which Mrs. Pumphrey replies that she does take him out for walks once in a while, but he is not playing his rings, throwing exercise, as the gardener who takes him out to play is not coming these days because of pain in his lower back. The narrator tried to ask seriously to Mrs. Pumphrey that if she did not control Tricky's eating habits and increased his exercise, he would soon fall ill. He told her that she should stay strong and strict with him and put him on a diet. Mrs. Pumphrey accepted that although she knew that Mr. Harriot was right, but it was too difficult for her to refuse him for anything. But then she left the place as if she was now ready to follow the new routine properly. Mr. Harriot was watching them go and looking at Tricky walking unsteadily. The narrator also looking at the tweed coat that Tricky was wearing. He had a wardrobe full of these coats and also raincoat for the rainy day. This line also suggests that Mrs. Pumphrey was a rich lady as she had a lot of money to spend on her dog. But the narrator knew that soon he would be receiving a call about Tricky falling ill. And it came. The call came after a few days. Mrs. Pumphrey was very upset as Tricky was not eating anything, not even his favorite dishes, and was vomiting frequently. He didn't even want to do anything. Being a veterinary doctor, the narrator knew that the only way to get Ricky well was to get him out of the house for a day. He then suggested to Mrs. Pumphrey that it would be good to get Ricky hospitalized and keep him under observation for 15 days. Upon hearing this, Mrs. Pumphrey nearly fainted. She was sure that if Tricky didn't see her every day, he would surely die. But the narrator kept his words. He told her that this was the only option as Tricky was very ill. The narrator thought it would be best to avoid any delays and get him to the hospital as soon as possible. He went to their house, and even though Mrs. Pumphrey was crying because she did not want her dog to go away from her, he took the dog, wrapped it in a blanket, and put him in the car. The maids were then woken up and asked to get out all of Tricky's stuff. His stuff included things like his day bag, night bed, favorite cushions, toys, rubber rings, breakfast bowls, lunch balls, and his snack ball. Mr. Harriot knew that so much stuff wouldn't fit in his car, so he started rushing things. As the doctor was living with Tricky, Mrs. Pumphrey threw a lot of coats that Tricky used to wear in the car. As the narrator was turning the car on the turn, he saw through the rear mirror that everyone was crying. He patted the little helpless animal who responded by wagging his tail. The narrator then thought and told Tricky that he knew that Tricky did not have any energy, but he surely had a way to get him better. As soon as they reached the hospital, all the other dogs gathered around the doctor. Tricky looked at all of them, and when the doctor put him down on the carpet, he couldn't even move. The other dogs then sniffed him and thought to themselves that he was a very uninteresting object and that there was no use standing there, and left. Then the narrator made the bed for Tricky in a warm box along with the other dogs. For 2 days, the narrator kept him just on water and nothing else. On the second day, he roamed around looking at the place around him. And on the third day, he was also making noise to let the people in hospital know that he too wanted to go out with other dogs. When the narrator opened the door, Tricky quickly came out and was surrounded by Joe, who was Greyhound and his friend. Now the first part of the chapter ends here. Thank you very much for listening me.